Hey everyone, this is George from Data Academy. Welcome to a new tutorial. Today we are going to walk through the typical Git workflow. And you can expect this workflow to be useful for you most of the time. For example, when developing a new feature or maybe when fixing a bug. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. So our plan today is we are going to make some very simple change in this version control repo here, in specific the hello.py Python script. And we're going to push this back to the repo so that we can merge it with the main repo. So first thing first, if it's the very first time that you're working on a repo, then you first want to download the repo. And you can do that by clicking this here and copy the URL. And then from the command line, you can use the command git clone, and you can paste the URL. And that's how you download the repo if you are working on a repo for the very first time. However, I'm not going to do that here because I have already worked on this repo before. Actually, as you can see, I am already in this repo right now. So instead, what I'm going to do is git pull. So what this means is we are going to pull all the new changes from the remote repo, i.e. we are going to sync our local repo with the remote repo. This is very important because you always want to work off of the latest version of the code to avoid any code conflict. Because, for example, if your colleague, your teammate, they have already made some changes, but you are not aware of. And then you are going to make some further changes. So then that'll create two different versions, which means there will be a conflict that needs to be resolved. So in order to avoid that from happening, what you want to do is git pull to sync your repo so that you have the latest version and you can work off of that. So that's what I'm doing here. And as you can see, we already synced our repo. That's very good. So the first thing we always want to do is we normally want to create a new branch so that we don't mess with the master branch. And that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to do git checkout -d and the branch name. I'm going to call this amazing feature. So we're going to do that. Now we've created and switched to the new branch. Now it's time for us to open up the script that we want to modify, which is this one here. And what I'm going to do here is very simply, I'm going to just print this, hello world again, hello work, sure. And then hello world, and there we go. And now we're going to save this, close it. Coming back to the terminal, we do git status to check the status, and we see that Git has already detected the change for us. We are satisfied. Now we're going to say, please Git, start tracking this file for me. So that's git add. And then because we are satisfied with this change, we're going to say git commit. And then we're going to provide a short message here by saying add a new print line, just like that. There you go. We have committed. So the next thing to do is we want to push our local branch to the remote repo, and we are going to keep the same name. Basically, we are going to have a branch with the same name on the remote repo. So we're going to do that by doing git push, and then we're going to push it to origin, and then we'll call it the same name. There we go. The branch has been pushed. Now if we come here and if we refresh, we can see there are two branches. There's this amazing feature branch. So we're going to go to the amazing feature branch, and now we can click contribute and open pull request. Sometimes you can see a small button right there saying create a pull request, and you can directly click that as well. Okay, so this is the pull request, which means we want people to pull our changes. Okay, so that's why this is called a pull request. And we want also choose a reviewer who's going to review our changes. Now I'm going to click create pull request. And there we go. The pull request has been created. Now I'm going to put on my hat of the reviewer, and we are going to review this pull request. If we refresh here, and then we see there is a pull request waiting for us. So in here, I'm going to click this, and now I can see this pull request and add your review. And here we can see the details of the change. So originally, this is the code, and this is the change that has been made by adding this line. So I'm definitely fine with this. I'm going to say approve, submit review. And once this is done, we are going to put on the hat of the submitter of the pull request by coming back here, and we can already see this check mark here saying approval. That's very good. And now we are going to merge the pull request, meaning that we are going to incorporate our change into the repo. And that's been done. And our amazing feature remote branch has been merged with the remote master branch. So the last thing to do is we want to do a little bit of a cleanup, because we want to delete this branch that we created. So we can do it locally, or we can do it remotely. So remotely in here, just want to click this, and locally what you need to do is, first of all, you need to get out of this branch by doing git checkout master. So now we are off the feature branch, and now we can delete this feature branch by saying git branch -d, and then we provide this branch name. That's been deleted. And if you want to sync this with the remote repo, you can do git push origin : and then the branch's name. That's been done. Now if we come back here, and now if we refresh, we can see there is only one branch. It's all gone, and the code now is in here with our new change. So that's your typical Git workflow. I hope this is interesting. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to you soon.